Well, the Lord of the Rings looks like crap, and I know that you all already know that. We've watched the preview images unfold. There, of course, was a terrible preview trailer over the Super Bowl, and there's a reason for it. This is a symptom of a much greater problem, and I rail on this periodically. And I feel like I'm the only person who ever talks about this whole take on a global societal level. But it needs to be said over and over again because at some point, somebody needs to have the balls to do something about this. We need to harass Congress about it, if anything, because it comes down to them who are the problem. All right. My name is John Delarose. I am a #1 best-selling author and an award-winning comic creator. I've got A High School Girl in the Crusades on Indiegogo right now. If you like fantasy, I've got books, novels, if you're a Lord of the Rings fan, on Amazon. I've got all of those links on the description below. So if you like what I'm saying, if you like the fact that I'm actually fighting the culture war and coming up with the real problems and solutions for things, a lot of YouTubers don't do check this out, support the channel, support what we're doing. We're working so hard every day to come out with great content for you. We're not just complaining about a problem, we're creating solutions, and that is a part of our deal. I was reading an article from Bounding Into Comics, my favorite comic book news website. If you're watching this on Wednesday, February 16th, I'm actually going to be on their channel tonight on a live stream, so be sure to check that out. And we've got J.R.R. Tolkien torched a Lord of the Rings film treatment for being treated carelessly, recklessly, and showing no evident signs of any appreciation for what it's all about. Now, this is interesting. And you can see that like when the author is alive, the author is very careful about their properties. I have a friend in the mainstream comic industry, and I'm going to just be very vague about this, who got a TV deal for this person's property. And the TV deal was going to change one of the characters around to gender and race swap one of the characters. Now, this person is a liberal and all that. He's not really on our side in this whole war. But he doesn't want his characters changed because it was his characters. He cares about the characters he created. They were made that way for a reason. They weren't just made so that they could be swapped around and changed and all that. It ended up killing the deal because the network just had to push all this bullshit all the time. And this is why our copyright law is so screwed up at this juncture. If you look at Tolkien now, Tolkien would have never approved this Amazon special crap that's being pushed out right now. He would have never allowed these weird black dwarf princesses and things like that to exist. It just doesn't make sense within the context of his world. All of this stuff doesn't make sense within the context of his world. But because he's dead, and because his son, actually, who curated that estate, was very careful with Mr. Tolkien's notes and all that for decades, is also dead. Now, it's just people who really are not connected with the property whatsoever who own this. And why should they own it? What did they do? They didn't create anything. They aren't even like the direct family of those who created anything who could get some benefit off of a work or whatever. We're talking something that's close to 100 years old at this juncture. And a lot of the notes and stuff he made from the beginnings of it is 100 years old. It's absolutely absurd that this stuff happens. So our copyright law is broken, and it's built this way in order to service corporations. It's by the corporation and for the corporation. We only have Superman and Mickey Mouse under control of these big corporations because of the way this law is structured and been restructured over the years in order to protect them so they can maintain their rights forever. And that's the entire thing. But if you look at mythology, nobody owns the rights to mythology. Nobody owns the rights to the classic stories of past. Nobody should own the rights to Mark Twain's characters. If you want to write a Huckleberry Finn novel, go ahead. And if you notice, none of those properties really get much buzz from the mainstream media. Nobody's out there trying to make a Huckleberry Finn sequel movie or whatever. And if they do, it just dies on the vine. Why? Because the corporations don't actually control the property. They don't get a piece of the pie for no reason on those properties. So these properties exist like this and in this manner for one reason only, and that reason is our copyright law is broken. Now, if the creator's alive and they're benefiting off their own work, I have no problem with that. Obviously, J.R.R. Tolkien understands what his vision for the book should be, what his characters are. It's his vision, after all. As you can see right here, he turned down quite a bit. not just one time, it was a lot of times, by the way. But when the corporations get control, they always bastardize something. They always change it. And in current year, they're making a mockery of everything that any of these properties are about, from Spider-Man to Superman to Tolkien. All of it is crap. All of it is woke social justice nonsense. And it's with the intention of just destroying this culture from before. Make no qualms about it. That is 100% their intention. All right, so that's it. Copyright law. We need to change it. Write your congressman. I mean, honestly, this stuff needs to happen. And I know corporate lobbyists are in control of our entire country all the way up and down the scale. It's almost impossible to get things done at this juncture. Nobody's doing anything looking out for people or arts or creativity. We just have a dead culture. But we still need to try. We still need to fight. Every single time you fight, you make it harder on them. And that is the lesson for today. All right. Let me know what you think about this. Leave a comment down below. Hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.